Well, here we are, ladies and gentlemen. It's DreamHack ESL Season 6 Finals. NAVI versus Imperial. And we head off into our first map of the day. It is Nuke. NAVI are going to be starting off here on the CT side as Imperial make their way in onto the bomb site. Absolutely no breaks as they crack in. 20 now trying to create that space. Beautiful Molotov to make some space up in heaven. And the bomb gets planted quick as you like.
Just one flash for retake utility. Can they get into the positions to get things working? That's the question. 4-on-4 made 3 as Anna gets popped. Na'Vi looking for that retake, and Jelka's got to pick her time very wisely indeed. She'll have some help in the hands of Iku as well, but 23's got such an awkward angle. Looking way at the right time and takes both of them down. 23 and Cat with 3 kills, leaving D7 in an impossible situation. Soon to be dispatched off first round to Imperial.
Honestly, you couldn't have asked for a better first round. Immediately run their way in onto the site, get control. 20 gets all the way in towards the back. She's under heaven, but she's also being backed up by Cat in that post plant. So NAVI Javelins not able to really make anything happen. Still gonna have a little bit of cash for themselves coming into this one, but really they would have wanted that one. With this being their CT side, however, not gonna be feeling the pressure too much just yet. There's a lot of time for them to make it back in.
It's always feels like a brazen pick to go straight into a Nuke in a first best of one opening series. Technical map straight off the bat, but it shows the confidence of both teams as well. And you know, we've seen Na'Vi come close versus this opponent. We've seen them come close. We've seen them lose in finals. We've seen how much it's meant to them, and we've seen them grow since then. And those losses are part of the stripes you need to finally conquer. But they may just come into this one feeling like they are the favorite to win this game, and maybe this tournament as well. There's definitely some confidence in this camp. There will always be confidence in the Imperial camp, but perhaps Na'Vi have never been better than they are today, this weekend.
Yeah, I know that even the talents have been a little bit divided on who we think is going to come out on top of this one, but there has been a little bit of a lean towards Na'Vi, which I think for maybe a lot of people that aren't as clued up with the scene, not only with ESL Impact itself, but you know, with all of the satellite tournaments that are happening as well, maybe you'd find that surprising. You know, Imperial win all the time. Why have we kind of strayed away from that and kind of putting our weight behind Na'Vi? And it's because they have been performing incredibly well. 2 traded FE tournaments won, which has given them, you know, 2 wins over Imperial as well. And I think, as we saw on that graphic, they've actually had 3 wins recently against Imperial. So that gap is absolutely closing, and that's one of the great things about this tournament. You look at our regions like South America and North America, and the desk we're talking about a little bit, they don't have as much competition within their region. So they come to these international tournaments, and that experience becomes that much more important. But Europe is so hotly contested, and the teams are slowly biting at the heels of the teams at the top. But clearly Imperial not feeling that heat just yet. They're definitely having some fun here.
I almost forgot. I haven't seen Zaz in a long time. You know, she's been here and there, doing a lot of things in gaming. Nice to see her back in Counter-Strike. But I had a quick catch up with her before she went onto the stage. I asked her, tell me something for the audience that nobody knows about you. And what I discovered is that she's not good at ping pong. So take from that what you will. But, you know, if you want to make a bet with Zaz, ping pong might be the one to do.
Well, on that note, I mean, we're not seeing her just yet, but I discovered last night, in fact, Lucy discovered last night, that Poppins is quite good at ping pong.
I feel like Poppins is almost guarding the ping pong table in the hotel. Like, every time I walk in, I see her there with both bats and the ball. So I think you have to beat her if you want to play ping pong with your friend. That seems to be the lowdown in the hotel of all the players at the moment.
Now's the time to get in there, you know, because obviously she's going to be here prepping for her game. So if you want to get a game of ping pong, or just stay here, I feel like staying here is a good shout.
Yeah, that'll be the only time you have a chance to get that ping pong going. And we'll have lots of words to say about her later. So, again, there's so many teams, so many characters, intertwining storylines coming into this finals. Haven't even got to Vilga yet. My #1 favorite player, Vilga. We'll get to her later on. I'm sure she'll be watching this. 2 of the most dangerous opponents in this competition. Great to see good spirits on both sides as well. Excuse me.
Oh, Lucy with the fun facts. I'm going to steal this, so thank you, Lucy. So for a long time, Nuke was Navi's insta-pick, right? But Enigma Galaxy would perma-ban it. So eventually, and then, you know, they kind of secretly practiced it, they let Navi pick it, and then Navi just got absolutely shattered by them. And Navi never picked it again after that. So this is really cool to see Navi back on what was kind of their home turf. And even if you look at the past few months, they have played it only 3 times, but they haven't lost on it yet. Whereas obviously Imperial haven't been playing it too much. So again, we find that big question mark of, well, how is Nuke actually going to go? Have they been secretly pracking it and now they're going to come out on top? Or is this going to be like, whoa, we weren't really expecting that?
A quick note, there was a technical issue of some description during the beginning of this game, so it is going to start from the beginning.
Oh,
so
dear.
in
Okay.
we go again. We'll see if we get the same result or a different one. I'm not sure exactly what the issue was, but whatever it was, it has concluded in a restart, so that will be coming ASAP. And now I think with that news for the players as well, we'll start to see the game faces once again as they get ready to go into things.
I will say that it's a tough position for Imperial to be in because they did their pistol quote unquote strat, right? Rush in, get control, bomb down, and deny retake. Now that would potentially be expected from NAVI. So they're like, okay, this is what they might be doing in this round again.
Yeah, you can't surprise someone twice.
Exactly.
Unless it's Lucy, because she never learns. But yeah, that is an unfortunate position, but we'll see. That maybe they run the same thing again. Maybe they run some similar grenades. We saw the door blown off on the approach to the A bomb site there. So they could offer similar information, go for a plan B, or continue with the same one. We shall see, and we shall see right now. So here we go again, the opening match of Impact Finals here in Stockholm at DreamHack in a beautiful expo. Big match immediately, straight out of the gates. NAVI and Imperial. Bit of parkour just before we get started.
Oh no.
Soon, but not quite. I'm going to be on the stage taking pictures of people. I brought my film camera, my portrait lens, so I've been up there taking portraits. I've got everybody apart from D7 who I need to go and take a picture of at some point, maybe next match.
Okay.
I don't want to miss one player from the team, but they came on a bit after Imperial, so I had more time to take pictures of Imperial as they were setting up, getting ready, full focus.
I feel like the PCs, the servers, it's all just kind of cosplaying me right now. You know, it's too early in the morning. Haven't had my coffee yet. So just being at full throttle is just, it's not the play right now. So
yeah,
get them warmed up and get them ready to kickstart this incredible matchup. Because, like, I know the desk spoke about it a little bit, but for anybody who maybe arrived late to the arena and didn't really get to hear all of the amazing preamble, obviously this is the culmination of the Season 6 regular season, but not just that, but really the entirety of 2024. It's going to set a tone going into 2025. We have our back-to-back winners in Imperial who are on the stage right now, and potentially their biggest rivals in NAVI looking to take that crown away. So a very, very high stakes match for our first one of the day. Zaz is getting into it. Clearly the strats are coming through, the motivation, the understanding that this is a really important game.
Yeah, she's got game face on now, and I think that will be growing across all the players on the stage. It was interesting, the conversation about NAVI Javelins and the language barrier. I think, especially when it's new, when you're trying to establish the different call-outs on different maps and so on and so forth, when you have to think in one language and then communicate in another, that delay can cause someone to get fragged. So that will improve over time, and maybe it improves quickly. We'll see, especially with the likes of FPL and so on, playing pugs with different people. You're often going to be, not always, but you're often going to be comming in English, and that can help things carry on as well. But yeah, it'll be interesting to see, like after the event, what kind of state they think it might be in. But again, it doesn't seem to be harming them from what we've seen, which is great. because you don't want that to be in the way. You know, that's a side thing. Are we into the game? Indeed we are. Here we go then. Pistol round again. Hanker makes her way downstairs. D7 and Angelica lost upstairs though. 3 remaining for NAVI. They are in a horrible position immediately. Imperial going for a different strat now. They're making their way down towards the B-bomb site, as we can see. Holding double doors. Got a 2-woman setup with 23. Make it 1 now. Hanker's got a lot of work to do. Again, one of the players I'll be keeping an eye on for this 5-on-5. Lots to do with these USPs. 4 standing for Imperial. Make it 3. They need to get some kills now, and Zaz will do exactly that. Try and thin these numbers out for Na'Vi. Astra, 1 versus 3. That bomb is ticking, and I think the chances of winning this round are disappearing as well.
Yeah, as expected, a little bit of a change up from that previous round. The chances of them doing the same thing again were incredibly low here. And a valiant attempt from Na'Vi. They do manage to get a few kills, and the final kill to the bomb there as well. But ultimately, it goes exactly the way that it had done before, with Imperial getting themselves that very first round. They're going to be really grateful that they were able to replicate that, feeling pretty confident in their own abilities here on T-side on Nuke. And I'm curious to see what kind of moves into the next few rounds, because obviously pistol rounds tend to be kind of their own beast. They can be a little bit coin flippy, a little bit difficult to predict. But we start to move into where guns are the play, and it looks like, well, there's that aggressive pop straight into lobby, but down into vent.
Very quickly indeed. And once they have secured position, then maybe they can go on the hunt later on, although maybe I'm speaking too soon because D7's got something to say about this round. Quick woman advantage then for Na'Vi. And with the information of Zaz up top, worst case scenario, they've got a, well, now a 4-on-3 downstairs. Although you still need to find a way to get into these positions. Lurkers upstairs being eliminated. Zaz now will have to try and hold down this rotation. Angelica is stomping her way over, but she's got the right tool for the job. Will she go for the AK, or will she go to try and defuse the bomb? Picks up a defuse kit, 3-on-2. There's a chance they could do this. But will they go for it? Just holding position top ramp. So if they realize that was an AK, they should go back and try and grab that from Zaz's position. Oh no, they're pushing in. They're pushing in, going for a last-ditch effort, but no one's covering the bomb defuse. So that's not going to quite work out for them. I think they were trying to bait Imperial to leave early, but they were willing to die for the cause.
Good attempt there. I mean, they'll be at least grateful that they managed to break that bonus quite heavily. I think everyone ended up dying to the bomb at the end there, so going to be pleased with that part of the result at the very least. And the buy-up into the AK certainly paid off. Zaz getting that kill there was massive. It really did feel like there was a chance for Na'Vi to get back into this round, but it was just held so well. So Imperial, of course, going to be feeling very good about that one. And Na'Vi, with the invest in that previous round, means they don't really have much into this round. So it's looking like it's very much going to be just another round here, another sweep for Imperial.
P shooters are out for Na'Vi. Bonus round for Imperial. At this point, the goal is to finish the round of everybody alive. Zaz will be 1-4. They've done a reasonable amount of damage, and maybe there was a chance to pick off another one had it been for that flank from Cat. So all good in the hood if Imperial is your hood. 3-0 start on Nuke. That's a fantastic start on the T side. AWP coming out immediately for Viku. The big guns, Na'Vi, need to get around early now. Otherwise, this could really turn into an avalanche-sized disaster on the CT side of Nuke. But of course, they would be well aware of that as this map was being vetoed in. So let's see what they have to offer.
An avalanche in snowy Stockholm seems possible. Viku's got to get big value out of this AWP as well. It's a massive investment to make on round 3.
Nice.
Oh, beautiful HE, the follow-up onto Ana, and she'll just slip away into the night. That is a great start to the round.
Love to see an AWP rotating as well, announcing presence in one place, picking up a frag, moving on elsewhere. It's a nasty surprise when someone's got a swing, and maybe that's going to be Cat with the MAC-10. Often a player will need to swing and create space for the rifle to come in behind, but 23 has found 2 frags from Squeaky, and that just completely changes the complexion of this round. Now you need that lone wolf, you need that individual performance from VQ or D7. Otherwise, they are done for, and they might just cut their losses and go and save immediately. 2 versus 4 on Nuke is not an easy prospect.
heartbreaking way for the round to kind of end itself off. Now, D7 in a nice position to potentially get a couple of exits here, but I think realistically, she's just going to try and link up with Viku and hold on to these weapons into the next round, because as we said, you know, money is a little bit tight right now. They weren't able to hold on to the force that they brought in onto the second round, so round 3 put them in some serious danger. Round 4, they finally got their buy out, and it started off so well, but 23 just so on top of her game. And not only trades out that first, but follows it up, and then Tori gets a third as well. And there's just no realistic way back in after that.
Happy with the proceedings so far, but very focused as well. A team who always have the calmest of comms together. Love that flick, especially just to get the satisfaction of a frag like that really early on in a day is great to see, but the end result is lacking for NAVI Javelins, who go for that 0-4. With what they saved, they've managed to eke out another buy. That's really critical as well. If they lost more firearms there, that would have been even more brutal for them. As brutal as the 0-4 on CT side of Nuke is, especially in a best of 1. But again, this won't be the first time they've had a lot of pressure on their shoulders. They'll be ready for it. But will they be ready for the likes of Imperial? Anna's got an AWP as well. 5-1 for now. 1 ahead of Tori. We'll have to see all the HE grenades they're still holding for Imperial as well.
Realistically, I think this is where NAVI need to bring it back, because if you allow Imperial too many rounds on their T side, when we swap, you put yourself in some serious potential danger. So for NAVI coming back into this, this is that swing round. This is the round where it needs to happen. And while they're not necessarily the best kitted out for it, it's certainly possible. And I like that they're playing a little bit more passive. We've got some slightly advanced positions, but still in the A-bomb site. So not going for anything too crazy here. You don't want to lose any players early or unnecessarily. And for Imperial, this marks a massive change in their tempo. Previously, they would be a lot quicker on the draw. And there you go, Tori straight past the smoke before it has a chance. But Viku will instantly trade.
Just about dodges a bullet there as well. That 4-on-4 is important to keep that AWP up. Hunker's got the information. Zaz in control. Look at Angelka come through as well. This is a NAVI we need to see. Time running down for Imperial, heading towards 15 seconds to get this bomb planted, and they are taking more losses as well. Don't give Anna too many opportunities. There's Viku to say hello, leaving Tori in a 1 versus 3. 6 frags is where she will finish this round, and NAVI are finally on the scoreboard.
Great reactions there from NAVI as well. I'd said, right, there was a big change up from Imperial in their pacing. They opted to go for a much slower approach. They allow Tori to play kind of that tip of the spear, but as she pushes out and the smoke blooms, where you would normally have someone to trade on her, now she's alone on an island. She still gets that first kill. But the fact that it's traded so very quickly and Viku's able to slip away gives a huge advantage over to NAVI. Then, because they saw 3 or 4 people heading towards ramp, they have that information. It's looking like it's going to be a B hit. And because of time, the chances of them turning around and heading back towards A are relatively low. So they're able to respond to that rotation really, really quickly. Some quick thinking from the NAVI ladies, and they do finally find themselves on the board.
Love me a quick scope. That was very nice indeed. A few misses there from Anna. Uncharacteristic. There is Zaz, the OG. The OG of OGs. Great to hear her stories from back in the day. Lovely to see her performing today as well.
Now, quick tack timeout here, just to allow the teams to figure out what the next plan is going to be. I think for Imperial, this becomes an important one because obviously they've now lost their first round, and it was off the back of being red in their pace change up. So they need to try to keep things as fresh as possible, kind of keep NAVI on the back foot as much as possible. But for NAVI, obviously realizing that this is a strat that has worked for them, play a little bit slower, play a bit more reactive. But if Imperial kind of step on the pedal again and get really quick, start taking that space aggressively, are they still going to be able to react as effectively? And it's one of those things that you've got to kind of consistently keep your mind on.
Viku More aggressive positions outside. Really fishing for those exposed players with the HEs as well. Cat gets dropped, and there's high urgency here for NAVI. They may just have the sound cues of the players in secret, but with a minute 20 on the clock here for Imperial, they've established presence quickly. They've lost the player for it, but they may have options available to them. See Viku holding down multiple jobs, keen to keep an eye on what's going on, so she may just appear at the right time and catch another frag later. With a minute on the clock here and it's 4 versus 5. What do Imperial do? Currently waiting for the CTs to make a play. I think they did catch NAVI in a previous round, making a push through Squeaky as well, but at some point, they're going to have to play their hand.
I do love that we're setting up this lurk over towards the A site. The timing on that could become very, very important.
40 seconds on the clock. There's one flash for Imperial. Maybe Tori will suggest something towards the A-bomb site. As that happens, there'll be multiple footsteps towards the B-bomb site. Zaz now looking to take control of control. Should do exactly that. 30 seconds on the clock. D7's got a crossfire with her teammate on the other side, and they wait for the T's to make their move. They're baiting, they're fishing, they're trying to find out where these players are, and they'll find out the hard way when that AWP announces its presence yet again. Down to a 2-on-1 now. One shot, one kill for Viku, and Tori's got 13 seconds to pick up the pieces.
I mean, that was an outrageous push. The fact that we get those 2 kills from Tori, I was waiting for that flank to activate, and it does. But Viku is unreal. She gets that first kill, slowly, not even slowly, like very quickly snaps to the other side, gets a second, turns around, is able to get a third very quickly after that as well. Like you said, 1 shot, 1 kill. There's no time for thought. That is pure instinct. That's just, you know, reflexes coming to the fore. It really is the mark of a fantastic player. And she, I believe, saves that round, because I think that with how much work Tori had gotten done, that could very easily have gone Imperial's way. So the fact that she's able to hold it down and ensure that her team maintains control of the site, massive.
And look what they get for it. A broken economy on the T side, a hero rifle for Tori. She'll have the armor, she's the raid boss. Anna's got the utility, the rest are cannon fodder. They are there to run in and create space, but who's the one who gets dropped first? It's Tori. There goes the AK. The rest of them, lemmings inside, basically. D7 playing video games, she's got the console pad out. Taking them down one by one. A great round for NAVI, everybody standing, and they are getting stronger and stronger.
For those who don't know, James is a big fan of lemmings. He's been talking about them non-stop for 2 days now.
NAVI are going from strength to strength.
Yep.
You can feel it as well. Obviously, that's an easy round for them to win, but I love the change of pace again. We saw some aggressions from them on the CT side early, but that previous full buy round for both squads, just waiting, not revealing their positions, allowing... They basically chose where the fights would take place and took advantage of that, especially with that AWP, keeping them on the positive end of that fight.
Solid adaptations and really good reads have allowed them the space that they need. Now Imperial, 1 round deficit, a few guns in hand here. Tori with the MAC-10 has been terrifying. She's sitting on 8 and 4 at the moment. She's been getting so much value. See if she can get a little bit more done here. Again, Imperial going for the much slower start to the round here. Let that simmer in the pot for a little bit and allow NAVI to potentially get a little bit paranoid and unsure of what the move is going to be. Molotov just to push Hanka off of her position, but still not calling any of those rotations, and I love the patience from NAVI.
Look at the position of Imperial and the Molotovs. Says an A play to me. Denial of information towards the B-bomb site has not forced the rotation then, and they are ready to defend our NAVI. It's going to be hard for the T's to make their way in. Angelka standing in the flames, repositioning 40 seconds. Initial plan hasn't worked out. There are still some flashes in the background, though. Now, they force the CTs from various positions on both bomb sites, but D7 is well positioned to shut down Zaz. Tori gets punctured by Viku, who makes it to double figures now. 10 frags for her, but they've still got good angles here, NAVI. 20 seconds to stop this bomb from getting planted, and Cat makes her way towards the B bomb site. Can Anna versus 4. But Cat's on a race on her own. As you can see, Anna's still upstairs, and now she is alone. 1 versus 3. maybe trying to fish for some damage, but she'll just have to go and save her rifle instead.
And this was great for NAVI. I think Imperial had such a good idea on that one. It was classic. We saw the util come out. We saw quite a few of the NAVI players forced off of their positions. So all of those openings made. But Angelka gets that first kill into lobby, which forces Imperial to kind of stagnate a little bit. So the follow-up on that util never actually comes. And by the time the util clears and they've got realistically not very much left in the bag, they haven't actually gotten any space yet. So this was well done by NAVI just to maintain that stability. And like we said, not pulling any rotations early, really staying patient. Hanka staying on the B side was huge in and of itself because she denies that bomb plant entirely. And once again, Imperial's money is just about busted.
Very cheeky pick from Ana. Doesn't get anything for it though. Oh, D7 ready. So is Viku. Great cover. Deagle going fishing, and there's just no respect being shown from Na'Vi, which is great to see. Imperial have been trying to pull Na'Vi out of position. Denial of information, as you saw from that molly downstairs from Zaz in that previous round. But Na'Vi, they're not overexcited. They're not nervous. They're non-believers in the false information they are being provided with. And now they are in the lead after a difficult start. Self-belief. We'll give them 5 rounds.
Yeah, I was talking about, feeling the energy here in the venue, and it's so cool hearing the ladies just absolutely freaking out as they win around there. An anti-eco, but they come through it clean. They don't lose a single player. So, of course, that also helps them into this next round. The reinvest is minimal, so now they're starting to look like those trust fund babies. But Imperial have some cash to burn here as well. So finally back in with a bit of a buy, with a little bit of util, and a lot of that comes out very, very early. Finally, this time they will find that space. Cat slips down through vent and instantly gets the kill onto Hanka. Hanka has been an issue down vents, so taking her out early on is a massive boon for Imperial.
Quick bomb plant and a 5-on-4. Make it 3. Angelka's dropped. Astra might be stuck upstairs for a while. We've got off angles on those vents, as you'll often find. But D7 will eliminate those off angles very quickly indeed. And Viku's on the prowl again. 3-on-3. Viku 12 for 3. Who do you fancy for this one? These AKs better be nimble. They better be quick. It's a nasty angle for Cat. Some sound cues as well. She may read at least 2 players there. Such a good chance for a headshot here. That's a very tight angle from Cat and a very difficult position for Na'Vi. $11,000 in the bank for D7. Tries to make it expensive for Imperial, but it is a round for the latter. The T side are back.
And there, that kind of marks that change of pace once again. They were playing a more kind of slower, tempered play that Na'Vi were reading into really well. And it was what I was saying a little bit earlier when that TAC timeout came through, is what do we do when Imperial decide to hit the accelerator again? And that's what they do. They kind of change it up. They also change up their entry as well. Instead of kind of pushing for lobby or pushing for ramp, they kind of lean towards Squeaky, push their way down secret, and they make it onto the site very easily, almost entirely uncontested. And I mentioned that kill onto Hanka being important because that opened up a huge avenue of movement. Now it's going to be Viku holding that under position just to see if anybody tries to get cheeky. You don't want to come across Viku in a dark alley because that's what she's going to do.
Oh, doesn't take the bait as well. You show, she frags. Putting them in the bin 1 by 1. Viku is on fire in this game. Her impacts cannot be overstated in many of these rounds. She has kept them in the fight, kept them in the lead, crushing Imperial in this round. Look at the money as well. They are very, very lacking thanks to Viku. 14 for 4, having a field day on the CT side. The luxury of the CT angles, popping up wherever she wants. And there's only so much you can expect 23 to be able to do, but it begins for her. 1 versus 5 made 4. She's got 40 seconds to make a play. A bomb plant might be essential here, just for her teammates. Cat with $200. Spotted now, but too many girls on road. Na'Vi move to 6.
We're talking about the dynamic AWP, and it's been an absolute pleasure to watch Viku so far. A little unfortunate. But I mean, she's been fantastic from start to finish. She's already on 14-4 at the moment, and being the gatekeeper, the raid boss, wherever Imperial attempt to move, she's kind of there waiting for them. And if they run into her, I will say, the re-peek after she got that first kill was bold. And then the fact that she's able to slip away after that, because there's a third player there and she's suspected. You can see she's kind of ducking her head, trying to eliminate how much of herself is visible at the top of the stairs there. But for her to get to, slip away, and still be able to regroup with the rest of the team is outrageous. I feel like we can't sing her praises enough, particularly so far in this best of one.
Yeah, she has been instrumental for the squad. Round 12 then, and we have 3 MAC-10s for Imperial. Dire straits for the squad. But it's Nuke. You can quickly find yourself on top of a bomb site. You've got mollies and you've got flashes, and it might just work out for you. And here we go. The option that they're forced into, basically, but in chaos, they may find success. Again, if they can keep this choke point down as well, then maybe there's a round to be won here, as bizarre as you might think it. But they've got to keep that smoke up, because there are a lot of CTs around that choke point. Jalka found one already. 4-on-4 retake, 3 kits on the 4 NAVI players. Smoke to create some space. This vent play is going to be very hard for Hanka, even if she's got her teammates running distraction elsewhere. They'll have to get that utility in. Double flashes, oh, almost, but not quite. And it seems it might just be a tied score very soon, as only Viku remains. 1 versus 3 now. Did all she could, but it will be a tied score at half-time. A great start for Imperial, but it's neck and neck as we go into the second half. A good beginning is a fine thing, is a proverb I heard once. I almost messed it up on the first word. So we had a great beginning for Imperial. We had a good comeback from NAVI Javelins. Now, this could be a critical pistol. Again, the confidence to come back with such difficulty, I think, is expected of both of these squads. But what will the second half look like? What will the climate be on this pistol round? Got the Julies out for 23, 6 pistols on the 5 women of Imperial. Looking to defend as best they can. Oh, that's a good start for Zaz. So patient, and that's the experience. That's why she's on the team as well. Picking them up with ease, patient shots, giving him an advantage now. 4-on-3 for Imperial. Tori staying alive, and even 1 HP is all you need if you can land that headshot. No one's got a helmet on this pistol round. Angelica with a P250, so she's got equal fighting distance versus those USP1 shots. Minute on the clock for what remains of Na'Vi. Ooh, timing. You can see one CT up the ladder. Hanka by Suka for the time being. Oh, D7 somehow still alive, trying to cover the vent, but now she's got to do heaven as well. Hanka's going to have to make her way in soon. She won't find any action outside. Angelica will drop Anna. 3-on-3 then. That clock is ticking. In comes the flash. There's no kit for these CTs. Oh, she's running out of bullets. Has to go for the reload, and she's completely exposed, but somehow still standing, Cat. No one showing all of a sudden. She tries to find something from this. Tori touching the bomb. They found all the frags, but I don't think they've got time to even go for a hero defuse. That molly is a GG as well. It's a barbecue. Hanka's got the chopsticks out. Chopsticks for a barbecue? I don't know. Pistol goes for Na'Vi.
It was Korean barbecue, maybe.
Skewers.
Skewers, there you go.
That's what I meant to say.
That's the one. That is a great recovery from Na'Vi as well. The fact that they lose a couple of players early on and they're still given the space to plant the bomb, and then they hold that post-plant perfectly, and they're able to deny so much of that time. And the fact that Molotov is allowed to go through, there's a person standing right in front of you with a pistol in your face, and to have the cool, calm, and collectedness to be able to throw that Molotov, land it perfectly, and deny any sort of attempt at a sneaky defuse. Beautiful round from Na'Vi. Not the way they would have wanted to win it, but a win's a win. And of course, that means that Imperial now going to be in a little bit of trouble into this round. Not going for as much of a force as we saw from Na'Vi earlier. But they are investing heavily into the armor here, because they know there's going to be a lot of damage coming their way from Na'Vi's force.
Great inroads made on the outside. D7 keeping the CTs honest as well. Classic anti-eco, anti-force buy position just at the entrance of a lobby usually, in case there is a push from the CTs. Up top on the roof, she'll be safe for the time being. And I think these rounds are always, when you play them slow as the team at the advantage, I think they're always a good measure of depth of a team. When you are playing the clock, you've got to try and play your time right, and they're doing that so far. Ooh. Outrageous positions for Astra. Thought she'd done the job there, but not quite. 2 losses now as Viku is dropped, and this is a dangerous team that remains here for Imperial. Zaz with an MP9, 23 with the Mac-10 now. They can just run and stray for days and find some headshots. D7 lost. Oh my days. This one is collapsing. Hanka knows roughly where Zaz is because of those frags, but she's got to collect a bomb. She's got 20 seconds. She's got to find Zaz and frag her, and Zaz can just sit in the corner. You've got to go get the bomb and make a plant, so good luck with that. I don't think she's got the time. There's no way she's got the time to make it from this position. 8 seconds to get onto that bomb site and start planting. She knows she doesn't, but can she find Zaz? She's around the corner. 2 seconds, you've got to go faster, Hanka, if you want to make this work. She's going to die after time. Oh, boyo. That is a painful one. That's an extremely painful one for Na'Vi.
Yeah, I think it comes down to you were saying, those patient rounds, and it was good. The idea, I saw the vision on paper, but to have, you think you've confirmed the kill, you stop shooting, you turn to the next player that you want to try and get into your sights, but
we've
you
all
haven't.
done it.
100%, right?
Yeah.
And eventually she is good for 1, but she should have been good for 2. And she's instantly traded out, and the rest of her team are now scrambling to make up that deficit. They all now pop out trying to do a bit of damage control, and unfortunately like you said, the two players left standing were two of the very worst for NAVI to try and come up against. Really well played there from Zaz and 23, specifically Zaz, particularly being able to run down the clock so long and being in such a perfect position to be able to slip down to the B side if she needs to, or stay on the A side, wherever she needs to be. It's that experience and that understanding of the perfect pivot point, and they completely reset the economy.
Oh, they've committed to this force buy. They know it's the correct thing to do. Can they get anything from it, though? This is a must plant. Viku will have some support, just covering the angle. Really nice teamwork there. Now, what else can they do? That bomb plant has got to be part of the minimum plan here for NAVI. Surely they've got to get 1 or 2 frags, but that's looking less and less likely with these Glocks. They've invested everything into this round, and I fear that the bomb plant isn't really going to be enough to justify it. They needed more from this one. And sometimes you're going to be shooting a player, think you've done enough to frag them, move on to the next one, and you haven't, you die. But this is probably the worst team to do that against, especially when they lost the pistol round. So the timing of this, in a best of 1 as well, on the second half of Nuke, there are so many things where, like, ooh, I don't think this could be a worse spot for the squad. So even with the confidence of that comeback on the first half, that's all history now. The ink is long dry on that. And even with that bomb plant, no frags in that round. Like, if they don't get something done in this, which is unlikely as well, then Imperial are going to have a full buy in the hole when the first buy round comes in for both squads. And they're not going to be too far away from winning either, so there's a lot of issues here for NAVI. This is going to have to be done the hard way.
Yeah, the economic reset definitely going to be something that kind of bites them a little bit. It's a bit like what we saw back over in round 5, where I said that, you know, it was one that they needed to win to be able to have a better opportunity in the second half. But the fact that Imperial have so quickly brought things back under their control, something that NAVI themselves were actually unable to do on their own CT side. They'd forced up into that second round, but they couldn't make the magic happen. This has been kept ridiculously close though, but not close enough. An extra kill would have been nice, but I think they've done enough.
3 kills is more than is reasonable.
Yeah.
I think 1 would have been okay with what they had. 2 is great. 3 kills from that is huge. That's like $18,000 of damage if you think about it. So that's impactful, no pun intended. Those are important frags. Those are really important frags. If they can, because that's long been the story of Nuke from the T side point of view. Chip away at that economy until you break them, then get your game going. So those 3 kills are super important, and to some degree make up for the lack of kills in the round prior. Now let's see what they can do. Galil out for Astra. Good weapon if you know how to use it. Anna's on the AWP though. Now she's on the CT side. She's on the easier side of things. Let's see if she can replicate the success that Viku had.
Yeah, she's already catching up, and Viku obviously has slowed down a little bit since the sides have changed. Hasn't had an opportunity to bring out her own AWP, and unfortunately it means that it's made firepower for NAVI a little bit less impactful.
They're sending it into the A bomb site though, and they have some trade fraggers in tow as well. Nuke spoke about that. There you see a trade frag, but Zaz and Anna are getting activated, and they are making this really, really hard. They've got 1 CT trapped in the corner, but when that's Anna, I'm not sure if it's going to go in your favor. Down to a 1 versus 2.
Oh no.
Some style points for Cat. Tony Hawk, I guess you get a bonus for that, but that is another round for Imperial. Another expensive round. A lot of people are going to have to buy weapons, but what position are NAVI Javelins in? Not really one to capitalize on that fact.
That was a bit rough as well, like spotting out Anna there and then going for a spray. As you kind of swing around the corner, you're hoping to just kind of follow up that damage, but then Anna just aims the AWP at you and you die. It just doesn't
Kind of what she does, yeah.
Yeah. Bit of a tight
It's a recurring issue when you're going up against Anna.
Anna is a recurring issue, yeah.
Yeah, basically. Got a few Tech 9s here for NAVI, and there's utility, which means this is a winnable round as far as I'm concerned. If you can close the distance, those Tech 9s can be absolutely savage. A few players with Kevlar also for NAVI, but there's plenty of utility for Imperial, expecting a bit of running and gunning, Zaz is waiting for the molly. The door is open and the flames are out. One's made their way downstairs. The chain flashes could be important, but she's so patient with the bursts and she's able to hold on with her team. That's a great POV to watch, even if the kills coming from the other players. Not dumping the whole mag on one play, but being really patient. She knows that there's more that can come around the corner. That's part of the experience she brings to an already experienced team as well. Turns out to be a solid hold for the squad.
Yeah, great round from them. I think that they had that opportunity to slip down into Vent. You actually saw one player do it, but unfortunately the timing just kind of wasn't on their side. They couldn't get the follow-up, so the next two players kind of stand and fight and don't quite deliver as Zaz manages to get so much value. Of course, the rest of Imperial just kind of holding it down. You can see, I mean, look at that, right? She knows that they're performing incredibly well. Maybe she even realizes that they come into this with quite a few people saying that NAVI are the favorites to win this one. So there's that kind of point of proving everyone wrong and just being like, you know, we're back on LAN and this is where we thrive, and never underestimate us. 2 rounds away from their very first win here at ESL Impact Season 6 Finals.
An aggressive round for the CTs as well, not wanting to allow NAVI to get anything started on the CT side. And I love that psychological warfare. Orbs out for both squads. Zaz has got herself into a great position. She's got so much warning with that shadow as well. And we asked if she would pick up the slack. If Tori is to go down a bit in stats in terms of being an IGL, ready for the aggressive plays. And again, even, you know, 1-for-1 is fine there for Zaz, in my opinion. Making it a 4-on-4, you know, statistically on paper, that's good for the T's, but just ruining, just spoiling what they want to do is a problem as well. Speaking of problems, VQ has dropped another player. Moves to 16 kills. 4-on-3 now with a minute on the clock. NAVI in the driving seat for the moment. Ready for those trade frags as well. And again, CT's having to get more aggressive to try and find a way back into this round. If you sit and allow NAVI to play their game, then that may be a winning formula to lose the round. Very forward positions now. Cat desperately tries to frag, but look at the trade fraggers coming in. She got a lot from that though, 23 delivered as well. And now we've got a standoff, a 1v1. Oh, pulling out the grenade as well. And that's allowing Astos to go past, but not past far enough. 23, dancing, teasing, showing some shoulder, landing a headshot.
That was an outrageous round as well. The way that they all just kind of converged in on each other. You hear the sound of one step, a body drops, you turn, and suddenly 8 people are dead. It was literally that quick. Blink and you missed it. Down to that 1v1. But 23, she's so patient. She plays that so well as the cross comes through. She must have spotted an ankle, heard a step, but she knows. And as she swings out, she'll get that final kill of the round. Map point here for Imperial. And it's a great way to kick it off from Zaz.
Again, relentless aggression from Imperial. And for this game, at least, it may be a familiar story for NAVI versus this squad. One of frustration, defeats, reflection and regrets. Hanka ready to drop Tori then. She's seen the info on the kill cam. That'll cause some rotation for the CTs as they try to delay the Ts, but they've got their skates on. Hanka dropped by 23 now, but do they know that Zaz is here as well? The pre-fire from Angelica keeps her team in this game. Anna announces her position. She sees one of the remaining players as well. Oh, that could have been a collateral down to the 1v1. Cat's got all the info, and she is position unknown, but Angelica is ready. 4 kills in the round, and she's angry.
A stay of execution here for NAVI. To say that that was a needed round would be an unbelievable understatement. But they keep themselves in this, and they give themselves another opportunity to maybe even take this to OT. 4 more rounds, we could see that happen. I do also just want to point out, so Zaz is currently 6-0 in entries. Like, she has just been on absolute fire, particularly in this half. In the first half, obviously she was there, but she wasn't so much on the entries. Tori was really getting a lot of those entries, but now on CT side, she's always where she needs to be, and she's always getting that first kill. And sometimes she does get traded, but she gets that opener, which is a massive boon, because we know, statistically, first kill, you convert that into a round win. So if she can keep that up, then maybe this little stay of execution for NAVI won't be as long as they want. They maybe won't get the full pardon. But I don't want to count them out just yet.
That's the first round they've won since they were reset
Yeah,
in
after
that
the
force.
pistol.
Yeah, so it has been a drought for NAVI, and again, the margin of error is quite minimal. See what they can do. Imperial have been aggressive round after round, and maybe that slows down NAVI's overall approach in these rounds to come. If they just fear Zaz being sent in as a sentry to just go and cause problems. She's a problem causer. That's her official role. Unofficially her official role. Always reminds me of Doom. Doom guy taking damage when they do those jump throws in CS. NAVI taking some map control then. Again, we spoke about their timing in the longer rounds earlier on. Imperial have taken advantage of that to great effect early in this half.
Bit of a role reversal here. We've got NAVI out in the CT spawn, and Imperial have pushed all the way into T spawn. The flanks on flanks. But which ridiculous flank gets the most value? Now, NAVI they ran around like this before, and it ended incredibly badly, and they can't afford to let that happen a second time.
Yeah, they need to think about how they secure the relevant choke points and collapse on a bomb site, and they're in a very good position to take A here. 24 seconds, Zaz won't catch two because Viku always delivers too many targets though. The bomb's on the floor, and that could be curtains for